Hi, Sandy.
Hi, it's Dave.
Hi, it's Kirk.
Welcome to the A.D.K, a rock and metal channel. And today we're going to be discussing the band Amon Amarth, and the song is Twilight of the Thunder God. As the way we now do these videos, we've all gone away and watched the video, we've listened to the music, we've made our own notes, and we've come back now to kind of discuss it. We're going to break it down and give you some of the clips that we're talking about as we go. Before we get to that, we're just going to hand it over to today's sponsor of the video. Okay, right, let's get to this. So we're going to look at the first minute of this song. So before we do that, let's play it for you viewers at home. This is the first minute that we're going to be talking about. Okay, right, so thoughts. First minute, how this song kicks in. Anyone got any kind of first top line on this one?
Well, I think I have, because I'm not an Amon Amarth fan. I've heard the odd song over the years and the odd clip, and it's exactly what you'd expect. You know,
okay.
The video with...
I was opposite that. I didn't think I wasn't expecting it.
I mean, vocally, it was more aggressive. I don't know if they've had different vocalists throughout their career, but I was pleasantly surprised by the aggressiveness of the vocals. Music was kind of what I was expecting as well, and the video certainly was. I mean, it was well shot and everything, with the battle scenes and the rampaging Norsemen and everything. But that you could have probably applied that video to any Amon Amarth song.
Quite possibly, yeah.
It wasn't specific for this particular track.
Because I thought Amon Amarth, I hadn't really covered them before. I've done it a couple of times on the old Dave Does channel, but I was like, oh, Viking metal. That's where my head goes with Viking metal. And I initially thought it was going to be like almost like a death metal style delivery. And what I got in that first minute was new wave of British heavy metal riffs. And at 34 seconds, you get this scream that Rob Halford would have done in a way. We were almost classic metal at this point in that first bit. Kirk, first minute in?
Yeah, I'll pick up on your point. Within a minute, it has that great heavy metal tradition of bringing history to life, doesn't it? I assume, like most of the songs, they seem to be obsessed with the Viking incursions into England in the 8th and 9th century AD. I was thinking, is it melodic death metal or Viking metal? To me, I do think it's more mellow death. These are heavier than people think. I know that, I think it was on the Surgical Steel tour, Carcass ended up supporting them in North America. It didn't quite work out, and then they did a joint headlining tour with Machine Head. These seem to have they're a real cult following, aren't they? We know a few people in the scene here who are obsessed with this band.
Do we?
But yeah, I guess we disagree. I think melodic death metal is certainly what I would call this.
I mean, when I look at the melodic death metal bands like Dark Tranquillity and In Flames and stuff like that, I don't hear Amon Amarth being in that same area.
I do. I think because there's a lot of trad metal in it, and there's like a lot of heroic guitar harmonising. This is maybe
it's topical. Maybe that's the main difference between melodic death metal and Viking metal, is that there isn't a lot of like the subject matter that you associate with the melodic death metal scene that you see in Amon Amarth.
Yeah.
There, like Sabaton, for instance, it's a very topical topic. Okay, let's play from minute 1 to minute 2 for the viewers. Okay, minute 1, minute 2, Annie. We're getting into kind of your first main section. We're getting into, I guess, the verses, etc. So, thoughts? You're like sitting there going, I have no idea what minute 1, minute 2, minute 2.
I mean, this needs to be the brief going forward.
Sorry, yeah, I only thought about this after we'd actually discussed it. But should I go first, then you can see what I referenced?
Come to me with minutes 2 to 3 then.
2 to 3. Okay, let me talk about minutes 1 to 2. What I kind of picked up on that one. It's that first riff. It's a low. It's fat. It's chunky because you kind of get that first minute was all kind of classic new wave of British heavy metal. Then you can understand the focus. There's a frantic energy going on there. Great use of live footage. I thought that was great because you've still got the story elements in the video, but you've also got live footage cutting into it. Yeah. I didn't find, though, there was an actual chorus in this song, but it didn't feel like a chorus. It felt more like a pre-chorus, like it was going to go somewhere else. So you kind of go through this first verse, you go into what is effectively the chorus, and you're like, it's still a building chorus, which is unusual because it didn't have that big anthemic chorus that I was expecting. Kirk, any thoughts?
Yeah, Johan Hegg's vocals are severe, but you can hear most of his articulation. I do think in the footage, in the battle footage, we are missing that that stereotype that you probably want in there of the Viking intoxicated by berserker rage. You didn't really see that. But yeah, I agree with you on that. I was expecting more of a fist in the air type chorus about
waiting for that build up.
Didn't happen, did it? I mean, I've noticed this is from their 7th album, 2008's Twilight of the Thunder God, and they're already at album number 12 now. So they've moved on, haven't they? They've done another 5 albums since now, and the last album, The Great Heathen Army, I did quite enjoy. And that was heavier than I was expecting. There were elements of that were just pure death metal, and I would have been bored to death if everything was just like. So what I'm saying is I actually enjoyed the last album. It was better than I was expecting, and this, because I know what they sound like, doesn't surprise me so far.
Yeah, that was one thing I did find wasn't a lot of surprises going into it, because I think maybe because I've known the name, I've known the bands that they've toured with, so there wasn't anything that kind of made me go, wow, this is something I haven't heard before, but there was nothing that made me go, oh, I don't like this. There was lots of good things to be talked about. Let's play 2 to 3 for the viewers. Okay, so I don't have a huge amount to say about this. The only thing I can say is that like 2.5 minutes, I love the halftime classic riffage, where it just suddenly went into this much more chunkier groove. Andy, over to you. Did I just nick your line?
Yeah. I'll just put great riff at 2.5 minutes, so I guess we're talking about the same thing.
Yeah, that's the thing that kind of pulls you back, because if you had started to lose any interest, that kind of went fuck, that's a fucking brilliant riff. I love that. I've
noted it down. 2 minutes 25 seconds.
Sorry.
I had 2 minutes 27, so we'll split the difference.
It's that classic Metallica do it in Battery, don't they? Where it's going full throttle, and then I think it's a cymbal choke, and then it just goes into the halftime, and so. Yeah, that's impressive there. I think they're also using some string samples at the repetition of the song title around the 3 minute mark, 3 minutes 10 seconds, which that actually did surprise me. I didn't realise they had that in the repertoire.
Well, let's have a look at that. So let's go from 3 minutes to 3. So let's go 3 to 4 minutes for the viewers. Okay, so what did you say about the 3 minute 10?
Yeah, there's some string samples in the background. The repetition where he's just basically repeating the song title, Twilight of the Thundercard.
I mean, I picked out, obviously, the thing that picked out in that section for me that was different, or wasn't really different, but was different from the rest of the song, was obviously this is where we get the solo. And it's a classic scaling, shredding solo. The problem I now have with shredding solos is you kind of listen to them and you go, I've heard so many shredding solos, and I think this is where like your progressive metal bands are trying to take it into even further and being guitar virtuosos in it.
Sweet picking.
The problem is even sweet picking is just a bit passé now. It's because you've heard it so many times.
Yeah.
So, but there was, it was a pure metal solo. It was just in your face. It was brutal. And I really enjoyed it. I mean, going back now, I did watch this video, a week or so ago. And I have to say, reading from my notes, nothing's now popping back out of me about the song. As though I'm sitting there going, there were memorable things about it. There was nothing, I haven't written anything down here that goes, I didn't like it, but there's nothing I've written down going, that's something I need to go back to.
Yeah, so the video, as I said, was what you kind of expect. The really good sort of reenactment of the historical scenes and intercut with the live performances. But yeah, nothing sort of memorable about the song other than, for me, it would be what I'd expect musically in video from Amon Amarth, who are a band I don't know or follow. So I guess that's kind of the end result has ticked the box, hasn't it, for what the band are trying to do.
I mean, I thought, which we'll play in a second, just before we wrap up, but you had I liked there was almost like at 4 minutes there's an outro chorus, which we'll put up in a second. It's almost like battle metal at that point. It switches from like your what we've had, like the Viking metal. It does feel at that point, that last sort of 25 seconds of the song, which we'll play up in the end. But your final thoughts on that one?
Yeah, just to chime in what you said, there is a scene where it shows a Viking warrior wiping his sword the way you would.
Excuse me, what were you doing?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm doing
Is that where he's wiping his sword?
He's wiping his sword the way that you would slide up a guitar. You know, when you threaten to the next riff.
Stop doing that, please.
And so that was, I quite like how that aligned with the transition to a new riff. Yeah, just go.
That's what we're going to say every time we go out there. It's like, Kirk, you're going home to wipe your sword, mate.
It's a seatbelt.
So let's put that last 25 seconds up for the viewers. Okay, so we need to give our gatekeeper verdict. So obviously we are the gatekeepers of rock, we are the gatekeepers of metal. So we need to decide, is this a metal track and should it go through the gates into metal? I think it does, doesn't it?
Into Valhalla.
Into Valhalla! Of course this is a metal track. There's no debate on this one. If any of us went, nah, this isn't metal, I think we'd have to get kicked in the nuts for that, wouldn't we?
It's a good example of what people would think heavy metal is as well. Isn't it? You know,
exactly.
It's not too extreme.
But it is heavy this time.
It is heavy, yeah.
Yeah, it's got a lot for everyone in there. I mean, I will say, you mentioned melodic death metal. They are listed officially as a Swedish melodic death metal.
Yeah.
On if you go into things like
Viking
Wikipedia.
lyrical themes.
Viking lyrical themes. You've already covered it. In fact, it's the 7th album. And it refers to Thor's slaying of the Midgard. I'm not even pronouncing that, fuck that. Because I fucked that one up. I was formed from the ashes of a band called Scum, which I have heard of the name of the band Scum before, but not didn't really do much. But
I wonder if they were a grindcore band.
they sound like they probably would have been something like that.
Are you wearing a Napalm Death t-shirt?
Oh yes, I am wearing a Napalm Death.
So I assume they probably named themselves after their debut album.
It's great. I've got recently. I've got Obituary, Napalm Death, Cannibal Corpse. Fucking hate death metal.
I know. I was like saying I don't like extreme metal.
And I've got my death. I've got a death hat on as well.
I think you're saying you only like the greats.
Yeah. Well, come on. If people like Britney Spears and stuff can sit there and wear Nirvana shirts, surely I could do the same.
I was in New Look with my niece the other day, and Nirvana, all their t-shirts.
Yeah,
So
they're all retro again
realise
now.
they're a rock band.
My favourite fashion band are the Ramones. They go loads of
no.
t-shirts.
They are.
Yeah.
They are
What is
the
a
most-
band? Are they a band?
Yeah, where are they from?
Fucking crazy. Right, there we go. Amon Amarth and Twilight of the Thunder Gods. Let us know what you thought of our thoughts on the particular song. And let us know in the comments down below. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you in another video sometime very soon. Take care.